Yo, what up? What's poppin'? Back at it again with another video for y'all. Just want to chat with y'all, and this is gonna be another question. And I know a lot of y'all have this question. I know there's been a lot of people that have asked this question before with all the stuff that goes on in school when kids are like in school. But the question that I have for y'all is it okay, like is it safe to send your kids to school with all the stuff that be going on now these days with the bullying, with the school shootings, you know what I mean, because sometimes even teachers be bullying students. You know what I mean? Some teachers like be saying that like your teacher can be like your safe side adult. Now, it's not all teachers that bully the students, but but the thing about it is that like some of these teenagers know that off the top of their head that you can't automatically and you can't like immediately trust a teacher to be your safe side adult because teenagers be seeing and teenagers be hearing about the stuff that some of these teachers be doing to students. But feel free to chat with me, feel free to engage with me. Is it okay to send your kids to school? I'm gonna give you my answer. My answer to the question, is it okay to send your kids to school? With all the school shootings that be happening, the bullying, just a lot of stuff. To answer the question, is it okay to send your kids to school? Not really. Not really. Is it safe to send your kids to school? To answer the question, not really. I mean, if I was to have a child of mine and my child comes home to me and talk about saying that they're being bullied in school, like my child is depressed, I'll homeschool them. I'll homeschool them because, like I said before, with all the stuff that kids be learning in school, a lot of that stuff that they're learning is not even going to serve them a purpose in life. Kids are being programmed to think that by them failing a test that they're stupid in real life. That stuff that they're learning in school, that test that they flunked, it no longer serves them a purpose in life. You know, when you send your kid to school, you're sending your kid to school to get programmed, brainwashed, and lied to. You know what I mean? But yeah, to answer the question, not really. Not really, no, because the bullying, the school shootings, like some of the kids be wanting to bother the type of kid that doesn't really talk that much. They really want to fight the kid. They really want to piss the kid off to the point where the kid is ready to fight. But not too many people realize this, not too many people know this, but when it comes down to fighting, just one punch to the face can kill someone. And now these days, when it comes down to fighting, when you beat someone up, now these days they come back and they shoot and kill you. It's just like that scene. It's just like that scene in the movie Menace to Society. I know a lot of you are familiar with the movie Menace to Society, but you remember that scene where like Kane, he had beat up the dude, like the dude had confronted him in front of his grandparents' house and he beat up the dude and the dude started bleeding from his mouth. And then it's like later on the dude ended up coming back and the dude ended up shooting and killing him. And you see that right there, it can happen to this day when you beat someone up in a fight. I mean, yeah, when it comes down to fighting, you win some, you lose some, but just make sure that you make it back home when it's done. Yeah, you see now these days, it's just crazy. And yeah, I mean, so yeah, to answer the question, is it safe for kid? Is it safe to send your kids to school? Not really. Not really. Because before they were already having discussions about teachers coming to school armed because of all the school shootings that were happening. There was even one time where they even had an advertisement displaying a school shooting. Like, it's really ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I know that you parents out there, like when you be sending your kids to school every single day, I know like y'all probably be getting the heebie jeebies. You know what I mean? I know y'all be getting the heebie-jeebies. I know y'all get nervous because you don't want nothing to happen to your child. I get that. I understand that. And I'm doing this video because I know y'all have this question a lot. And that's another thing too. You know what I mean? I was wondering when it comes down to most of the depression coming from school, like when kids are sent to school, like do they really care about kids committing suicide since most of depression comes from school? Do they really care about kids committing suicide? Because when it comes down to teenagers having suicidal thoughts, dealing with depression, committing suicide, a lot of it comes from school. There's been teenagers out there that have committed suicide because of bullying, and there has been teenagers that have committed suicide because of the pressure that they were dealing with in school, with their grades and stuff, having to take a test, having to take a quiz, having to take a test every day or a quiz every day, having to do a lot of homework. They were just stressed out to the point, some of them committed suicide. But that's something else that I was wondering. Do they care anything about teenagers committing suicide? Do they care anything about kids committing suicide? Now, I'm not using this as an excuse. I'm just saying, I'm breaking it down because this is actual facts. I mean, like I said before, it doesn't matter how many bad grades you got, you're not a failure. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, like how many F's you got on your report card or D's you got. You're not a failure. And like I said before, parents, you got to keep a check on your kids' mental health. It's very important, because I was even wondering that. Like, when it comes down to school, with most of the depression coming from school, do they even care anything about kids committing suicide? Because I mean, if they don't really care, then it's really sad. Now, I know for sure that there's teachers out there that do care. But I'm just saying that this is stuff that I just be wondering, and I know y'all wonder the same thing too. I know y'all probably be wondering the same thing that I be wondering. But yeah, feel free to chat with me. Feel free to engage with me. Like I said, I'm here to help, not to harm. I know some of the stuff that I talk about, it may piss you off, but at the same time, I am trying to help. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on my channel, comment, share. Love y'all.